What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday over here. Bitcoin had a pretty volatile move just in the past couple of minutes. Gonna be taking a quick look into this video because it will affect your altcoin setups. If Bitcoin is able to reclaim that 28K level, that will look a lot better for the altcoins, at least in the short term. But if Bitcoin is actually going to break its current support right now, which we'll get into, that is not going to look good for a lot of these altcoins. Chances are it's going to drag quite a bit of these altcoins down with it. So very important to be paying attention to Bitcoin right now. The main topic of this post, though, it will be about Gala Games token. See what has changed since the last time I've talked about it. Does it still have a chance to get some more upside from this recent price action, as well as taking a look into some upside and downside price targets for this coin and some key price levels this coin does need to break in order to go either direction. I'm going to be giving you guys my personal sentiment, opinions, and what I'm personally doing in this market right now later in this video, so make sure to be staying around for that. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It's purely my personal opinions and speculations. I could very much be wrong. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear market, and I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it. All right, so Bitcoin currently is at about 26.9K almost. It had a pretty crazy pump for Bitcoin, okay? Just in Bitcoin terms, okay? Pump past about 27.1K before getting a huge retrace right now. Very important to be paying attention to here because on the daily time frame, what I'm really looking at is for Bitcoin to reclaim this 28K level, which is starting from the daily 200 SMA, right? Get a daily candle close above that. That will look a lot better for Bitcoin and the altcoins in the short term, at least. It is at a key support right now, daily 50 SMA, 26.6K area. If it breaks this, chances are it's going to be breaking this rising wedge, okay, which typically breaks to the downside. You still have some moving averages that could act as support beneath the price action, including the 3-day 21, the 3-day 200. But mainly I'll be looking at the weekly 50 SMA that's going to be coming up to about 25K soon, okay? But it's not going to look good for the altcoins if it breaks this rising wedge pattern. Very important to be keeping an eye out on Bitcoin right now. Now let's go ahead and hop on over to Gala Games. See what has gone on in this market since the last time I have talked about it. I've also done a more detailed post on Bitcoin earlier today, so make sure to check that out, my first post. Do not want to take your eyes off Bitcoin right now. I cannot stress that enough. It is the driver of this crypto market. Now, coming back here to Gala Games, let's see what has happened since last time, okay? I think I brought up on this weekly time frame here, there was a falling channel, which typically breaks to the upside, typically, okay? The probability is in the bull's favor. I have put this measurement in terms of based on next week's breakout point. Price action is still in the middle of this pattern right now with some indecision. So I am going to be moving this measurement later because I don't think it's going to break out by next week. Just my best guess, okay? Now I'm going to move it to the week of November 6th, just so I can get a measure target, a more reasonable measure target. That's going to be about 5.2 cent area. I'm just going to say 5 cent area, okay? 5 cents area just for even sake, okay? Measure targets are estimates only. It could be over, under, really just depends on what type of market it is. If it's a bull market, I have seen these measure targets get completely crushed, okay? It gets just pumped through like so crazy. But we're in a very iffy market right now, so definitely take that with a grain of salt. I've seen a lot of measure targets that have not even been met from seeing quite a bit of these altcoins. So that is just something to be keeping in mind. Now, let's take a look into the daily time frame. Okay, so we are in the middle of that huge falling channel. Okay, so I'm gonna take a look into the smaller time frame here and see if we can get any clues on if this price action is going to go up or down in terms of the bigger time frame. Okay, daily time frame here. I pointed out that there was a falling wedge, right? Measure move about 2 cents. Price action broke out, right? And then went as far up as about 1.6 cent area before getting rejected here. What I'm looking at here is a double bottom scenario, right? Let's go ahead and remove the previous pattern here. Just want to do a recap. Last time we had a falling channel as well, but this one broke down against its probabilities. Now, what I think we're looking at here is the double bottom on this daily time frame, okay? Where the bottom would be about that 1.3 cent area, okay? Now, the measure move out of this double bottom, let's see what it could be. So it's basically you take the measurement from the neckline, which would be about 1.65 cents area, down to the bottom, and then you put the measurement back on top, which would give you a measure move of about 2 cents area, which is basically pretty in line with this measure target of this falling wedge pattern, right? Now, this bottom does have to hold. Double bottoms typically break to the upside, okay? However, there's still a chance that it could break down as well, so you don't want to see 1.3 cents area get broken. Otherwise, we could be looking at another pattern instead. Then we could come back here and rechart what's going on. If you guys do want to continue seeing Gala, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I will bring you guys an update if enough of you guys do want to see it. Let's take a look into some key price levels to be paying attention to in order for this coin to break to the upside. Your daily 21 SMA, which is the blue line here, is going to be about 1.4 cent area. Daily 50 SMA is going to be about that 1.5 cent area. Your daily 200, which is the orange line here, is way out there. So I'm not even going to worry about that right now. You guys can repeat the same exercise to point out major moving averages on some of these higher time frames as key resistances and supports. On the 3-day, weekly, and monthly, those are going to be the bigger time frames I personally pay attention to. You guys can also refer back to previous trading history for key supports and resistances based on whatever time frames you guys are interested in as well. For time's sake, I'm not going to do that here, but we could do some examples for support. Now, support, I don't think we have any moving averages beneath the price action, so we're going to come straight to past trading history here on this monthly time frame, right? We're basically breaching all-time lows. So it looks like that 1.3 cents area would be your last support, last known support, okay? Because if you start breaching this, you're going to come to some uncharted territories here where there has been no history and no moving averages. Okay, so if it breaches 1.3 cent area, we're going to come back here and rechart this pattern because the only other estimate I can give you is based on this bottom trend line of that bigger falling wedge pattern, which would be a pretty low price, right? Which would be starting as low as 0.25 cents area. And then you're just going to have to point along this bottom trend line here. It's probably going to be bounces along the way, but that's the only other estimate I can give you. So if it breaches 1.3 cents, we're going to come back here and rechart this and see what's going on. Okay. Now, of course, cannot emphasize enough, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. That is going to be the driver of this market. My personal opinion on this market right now is still overall bullish because Bitcoin has been able to stay away from that weekly, that breakdown of that double top that is apparent on the weekly time frame. That would be a huge breakdown. Neckline is going to be about, breakdown point is going to be about 24.7K. I am still holding some spot longs on quite a few altcoins, but I am trading the market both ways with leverage because we're in a very tight range, right? So I'm coming from you, at you from a short-term trader's perspective. You guys let me know what you guys are doing in this market. Are you guys holding, trading? What are you guys trading? I would love to know. How is this market treating you guys? Because it is a pretty rough market. All right, that's it for this post. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.